Guys, we need to talk about the fact that the Corn Ferry Tour easily has the coolest equipment in all of pro golf, because when you are fighting for your job, fighting for your life, you will play what you must. Possibly the most schizo club setup I've ever seen in my life from the legend of Spencer Levine. His 3-wood is an 8-year-old Callaway Great Big Bertha Epic, but she does not hold a candle to his 17-year-old TaylorMade Burner TP 5-wood. Can't forget the 3-iron, the latest and greatest from 2014, a Mizuno MPH5. I'm not sure what I expected in terms of irons, but I'm not surprised at TaylorMade P760s 4-through pitching wedge. Game respects game. The goat of all wedges, an RTX4 in his 50 degree, and then an RTX6 54 mid. And if you didn't think he was tweaking already, the lob wedges aren't going to help his case. A K-Star Grind 60 before it was called a K-Star, then a low bounce K with no trail edge relief, but a leading edge bevel. Oh, I almost forgot the putter. An 18-year-old Odyssey White Hot XG Marksman. This is just insanity. I don't know how you show that bag up, but keep in mind, Spencer's irons are only 7 years old. Austin Smotherman's P750s are 8. And he's not the only one still playing them. Sandy Scott has a full set in the bag as well. Those make Miles Creighton's 2019 Titleist T100s look like freshies. Old's not really weird, but this story sure is. Jeremy Gandon is sponsored by Callaway, yet plays PXG 0317 ST 6-through pitching wedge plus PXG wedges. The 0317 STs are technically PXG's blade, but if you've ever hit them, they don't really play like blades. They are very forgiving, and that makes his 4 and 5 iron absolutely insane, because he plays Callaway Apex MBs in those clubs, which are undoubtedly harder to hit. Make it make sense. His putter, though, I think makes the entire bag. It is a custom Odyssey Stroke Lab double wide with like 2+ shafts of offset, and it's essentially built to be an arm lock, wrist lock style putter, very similar look to the even roll mid lock. And his grip is a Super Stroke wrist lock wrapped in tennis tape. It reminded me a lot of when I epoxied 2 of those together. What's so funny, though, is then you have Rayan Thomas, who is one of these prototype low torque Scotty Cameron Phantoms, also wrist lock arm locking, but with the polar opposite amount of offset. And if you thought that Scotty was pretty ridiculous, how about Trey Winstead's custom Phantom T9.5? Probably some of the best welding I've ever seen from Scotty. And of course, the prototype UST Mamiya Cameron graphite putter shaft. This is another cool custom Titleist project. Julian Surrey plays Titleist 620 MBs 5-through 9 iron. And those irons come stock from the factory with a lead edge bevel. So in order to match the rest of his set, Titleist hand ground one on his T100 4-iron. Julian might also practice putting more than anybody on the planet, because what the hell is that? The coolest part about Corn Ferry, though, is it's just not all about big money. Alistair Doherty plays a full set of direct-to-consumer new level irons. He's not the only one. Zach Fisher is sponsored by Sub 70 and plays a whole host of their models in his irons and wedges. Speak of wedges, his prototype 64-degree Vokey in the bag of Rain Gibson is pretty sick. Of course, so is the T-Star Grind in the bag of Petter Ruby. Augusto Nunez has a Sharpie dot on his top line. We've all been there. And finally, this is just cool. It's something you rarely see in pro golf. Marcus Plunkett is gaming a limited edition driver, the Callaway Elite Triple Diamond Sandstorm.